and get the recording here. Hello, everybody. My name is Karen Batty, and welcome to our Tools of the Trade training. It is October 12th, and tonight's subject is all about creating and managing a successful customer group on Facebook. So first of all, let's talk about, why we might want to create one of these. I always say we don't want our shows just to be a series of one-night stands. We don't want to just sell to someone one night and have them go off in a distance, right? We want to build a loyal customer base, and we want to be able to service our customers. And I know that I use the Customer Connection newsletter that the home office sends out. How many of you do that? Show of hands. Good, excellent. But I know that when Pampered Chef is sending that out once or twice a month, that I kind of hesitate to do a lot of further connections, because I feel like that's when people start requesting to be removed if they get too many emails. And then there's customer care calls, the 30-day calls where we call to make sure that they received all their products. But I don't know about you guys, but I tend to get a lot of voice messages at that point. And so I have found that the Facebook group is just a great way to be able to reach out in smaller, more frequent doses to our customers, and on a much more personal level than maybe we can through an email. I started my Facebook group for my customers just about a year ago. It was a year ago in the end of October, and it has been a very steady and consistent source of online sales plus many bookings and even some recruits. Now, a few years ago, I had opened up a separate page. Have your personal wall, and I also then had a professional page as well. And I didn't find that I got nearly as much, not a fraction of the business that I get from my group. So I highly recommend a group. Now, I'm not a professional, and I'm by no means the most experienced techie person, but here's why I think the group is working better for me. Number one, do you guys know that Facebook sort of controls what comes through our newsfeed based on how many times we like someone's posts? So if we have a professional page, and it's just a page, if there aren't people regularly clicking likes, it's not even going to appear in their newsfeed. I didn't know this. However, if they are part of a group and they've chosen to be part of the group, they're going to get an alert every time something's posted. So I think more people see the posts in my group than ever saw when I had a page. Also, another huge benefit of a group is you can set up an event within a group. And not everybody in the group has to be friends with you on Facebook. You can invite through Facebook. You can also email to invite. But then, so I've got this customer group, and I go into that group, and then just like you set up an event for your parties, you can go into the group, click an event, create an event. So I've done like a virtual unveiling. I did an online fundraiser for the Louisiana relief, all within the group. And then with one click, you can invite everybody from the group to that event. You can't do that with a page, with a professional page. You can't create events within it. So that is what I consider to be another huge benefit of a group. And then, like I said, you can invite via email to a group, which is fantastic, because once a week, I just take all the people that I met at the last week's worth of shows, and I invite them to the group. So I'm constantly adding to it, much more consistently than I could ever add to my professional page. I'm not going to go through the exact step-by-step about how to create the group itself. I'm assuming that you guys know how to do that. Show of hands if you know how to create a group. Okay, looks like everybody's hands are raised. If you don't, definitely call your director. It's something that can be explained to you in pretty short order, or find a teenager. They'll have it set up for you in under 5 minutes. It's as quick and easy as setting up an event. And I'm assuming we've all set up events. It's that quick and easy. It's click and group instead of event. But what I do want to talk to you about is kind of how to get the ball rolling on it, and then things that I post regularly versus things that I post regularly to kind of make it interactive and a vibrant group. Okay. All right. So when I got the group started, I set up the group, and the first thing I did was, before I even invited people to the group, I posted a couple of recipes that were seasonal. I posted the current guest special, post special, and sign-on bonus. And I posted a couple of food or cooking tips. By the way, someone's got a little noise in the background. If you could mute yourself, that would be great. So that once I added people to the group, they could immediately see some posts, and it wasn't going to be all salesy. Okay, so so that's what I suggest doing. A couple of recipes, some food tips, and then the current specials, things like that. Now, I could have just added everybody that is friends with me on Facebook into the group. However, I chose not to do that. Has anybody ever been added to a group that they didn't ask to be added to? Yeah.
It's a little annoying.
Yeah, I find that a little annoying. So I chose not to do that. You can just invite everybody and they'll remove themselves if they don't want to be part of it. However, I chose not to do that. What I did was I created a little blurb that I individually messaged to people, but I just cut and pasted. It took me about 2 to 3 days of little pockets of 10 minutes here and there to invite people. And I can post the verbiage that I use, but I'll read it to you real quickly. I wrote something to the effect of, I've created a Facebook group for people who want to be up to date on all things Pampered Chef. Pampered Chef specials, recipes, cooking tips, product sneak previews, and exclusive special offered only by me through my customer group. I told them I would no longer be posting this kind of stuff on my wall. Okay, so I rarely post Pampered Chef on my wall now because I don't want my family and friends like thinking, okay, enough Pampered Chef already. So I let them know I wouldn't be posting that kind of information on my wall anymore. Then I said, would you like me to add you to the group, and then you can get in on one of my first giveaways? So when they said yes, I added them to the group. So that was my first stage of inviting. Once they were there, I had an announcement. Hey, I'm going to be doing my first giveaway at the end of the week. Check back here each day for ways to get additional tickets. You all have one ticket for saying yes, invite me to the group. So they all got their first ticket there. And the next thing I did was I posted a selfie with my favorite Pampered Chef product, told what I loved about it. And then I said, and for all of you, if you post a selfie in the next 24 hours with your favorite product, or I don't think I said within the next 24 hours, I said post a selfie with your favorite Pampered Chef product explaining what you love about it, and you'll get an extra ticket into the drawing. So now, boom, 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 all these people. It's kind of like at a show when you say, what's your favorite product? And they share and sell to each other and create desire for the products. So it's the same thing within the Facebook group. Plus, they got to sort of be familiar with each other's faces. So kind of let them get to know each other a little bit. And then the next thing I did a couple days after that, I said, okay, you'll all get 2 tickets for every friend that you invite to join this group. And I said to them, just like I didn't add you without your permission, please don't just add your friends without permission. Invite them to be part of the group. See if you see what kind of posts are here, see if it's something that they would like to be a part of, and if they say yes, invite them. And just so you guys know, when you create a group, you'll see the number of people that are in the group in the top right, just like you do with an event. And when you click on the people that are in the group, it'll tell you exactly who invited them so that you can figure out who gets the tickets. Now, when I first invited people, I think I had just around 60 people from my friend list who said, yes, add me to the group. Of those 60, about 10 invited friends, but those 10 invited more than one each. They were adding 2, 3, 4, 5 people each from their friends. So by the end of just a few days, I had like, I don't know, 120, 130 people on my customer group. And I thought, that's not too bad. And then those people went through and started posting selfies and so some people who were invited then, they wanted to be in and get extra tickets for the drawing and started adding some of their friends. So I now do this kind of drawing a couple times a year on my Facebook group. So that, and then each time more and more people are adding their friends. I then did something I had never done up until that point, and I grabbed my phone when they had earned all their tickets. I had all their names in a bowl, and I took my phone and made a little video with the raffle so they could see me actually pulling the name out, and I posted that. I posted the winner. All right, so that's kind of how I got the ball rolling in my Facebook group. Then once the ball was rolling, then it was just a matter of keeping the ball rolling. So here's what I do kind of regularly. I regularly invite people to my group. I talk about it at every show I do, whether the show is live or whether it's virtual. A lot of you know I give points at my shows, whether you do points or tickets or whatever. At my live shows, I'll say, grab your phone, request to be added to my Facebook group, and I tell them the page. And if you do that, in the next 2 minutes, you get X number of points. If you're giving tickets, you could give them a ticket for this. Do you guys, whether you're doing live or when you do your live shows, do you also set up a Facebook event and post to it the week before the show? Do you guys do that? I do that. And recently I discovered one of my hosts, about a week or so after the party, she posted when all her products came. She opened them all up, put them on the table, took a photo, and put it into the event. I didn't know you could post to an event after the event was over and have people see it. But I got an alert to this, and I saw the post. So now what I do after every party is I thank the guests for coming. I invite the ones who weren't able to attend. I let them know the party's staying open, and here's the link for ordering. And then I wait another day, and I go in there, and I let them know approximately when products might be received. And I invite them to join my Facebook group. So I'll say, if you thought this was fun, if you like this special, if you want to be up to date on all the specials, plus recipes, cooking tips, join my group. I do that. And also once a week, usually on Wednesday mornings, I take about 5 to 10 minutes and I invite via Facebook everybody I met at a show who placed an order and gave me their email address, which is everybody now because it's a required field. So most people are probably getting invited a few different ways. They get an email invitation, they hear me talk about it at the show, and if they're on the Facebook event, they're hearing about it there as well. So there's regularly new faces coming into the group. And I think it was Judy Joel who said, if you get the feeling you're going back to the same people over and over and over looking for business, it's because you're going back to the same people over and over and over and looking for business, and stop doing that. So this is a way that, you're going to expand that group so you're not just going back to the same folks. So that's what I do regularly to add people to my page. And then, like I said, about 3 times a year, I'm doing those drawings where they get tickets for adding new people. By the way, anybody else have any ideas on how to get new people to your Facebook group?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. Sometimes I post on my regular Facebook account page that says, hey, did you know that I set this up? Because people miss posts.
Right.
And, I just say what it is and
let
me know, me below, comment below and I'll add you.
Yeah, great. And actually, they don't even have to comment. They can just click on it and request an invitation, request to be added to the group. That's a really good point. Yeah, you can do that quarterly. In fact, I just did that recently because as we meet new people, we add them as Facebook friends. And then, some people who've been friends with us for a long time maybe missed the original post, and now they can elect to join. So that's another good thing to do, maybe quarterly or maybe every other month or something when you're new. Okay. So then what do I post regularly on my group? I post almost every day, probably 4 to 5 times a week, but it's a quick post. I definitely post recipes. I try to make them seasonal. Food quick tips, this time of year. I posted something on apples and what they're good for, what ones are good for baking, what ones are good for making applesauce, what ones are good for just eating apples, things like that. In the summertime, I found a link that I didn't know existed where you could type in your zip code and it'll bring up every farmer's market in your area. So I posted that to my group. So anything that I think foodies would want to know about, I'll post on there. And of course, the monthly guest special, host special, and sign-on bonus. Usually twice a month, I do an outlet update. And I think almost without exception, every time I do that, I get a couple of orders within 24 hours of that being posted. And very often I get even more than that. I thank hosts on there. I'll post, thanking a host, and whatever the big ticket item that the host got, another free rock crock in someone's kitchen, or she got that dream set of cutlery, things like that. I also will encourage my host to post. Do you guys ever get emails from someone or little Facebook messages? They'll send you recipes, or they'll tell you something that they did with their rock crock. When I get a message like that from a customer or a host, I say, that's fantastic. Will you please post that on my What's Cooking with Karen page? And they're like, oh, okay, sure. And they do. So, I've had hosts post, what they made in their rock crock when they did that chicken in the microwave, and they can't believe how good it came out. They take pictures, they post it there. And of course, I love the videos that Pampered Chef has. And then occasionally I'll make a video of my own. I also recently started posting actual pictures from my cooking shows. So I had a host, we did a fajita margarita party, and she actually bought like sombrero and all kinds of stuff. So people they were dressed for the event. So I had the host daughter take a picture of us and post it on the What's Cooking with Karen page. So things like that. So those are things that I post pretty regularly. Things I post sort of as needed. I'll make up, if I have a party that cancels, has to reschedule because someone got sick or their work schedule changed or whatever, I'll post something on there saying, oh, I just had this date open up because, hosts, had a conflict in her schedule. I would love not to end up unemployed that night. So if you are the first to message me and fill the date, I'll throw in whatever I have in my stash of goodies. I throw something in there. I would say at least 50% of the time that I've done this, the date's been filled within 12 hours. Oh. Yes. No getting on the phone and wondering who wants to have a party. This is a group of groupies. And again, when I used to do that on my wall, not so much. But within the group, a whole lot better response. Okay. Then there are some things that I post maybe like on a quarterly basis. I'll invite them whenever, if once in a while I'll invite them to a team meeting, to a closer look, or if I'm doing a virtual closer look, I'll post it there. I do raffles about quarterly. Just make up a raffle. It's just great for customer loyalty. I invite them to something virtual. I did a virtual product unveiling via Zoom, just like this. I created an event within the group, invited them all. I posted the link and some teasers ahead of time, and I gave them tickets if, based on the teasers, they were able to guess new products. And then the night of, they clicked on the link, and I did a half an hour sort of unveiling. I got 4 bookings from a virtual unveiling. I had about 20 or 22 people that clicked on, and 4 of them booked. And a few of the others, I didn't set up a link with a show because I told them this is a no-buy thing. Well, you should have heard them. They're like, hello, we're buying, so set up the show because we want to order. But okay, all right. So I got multiple orders as well. Let's see what else. Oh, and then like I said, I did an online fundraiser for the Louisiana thing. I plan on doing a mystery host virtual thing within the group, right around the holidays. Every once in a while, I say, hey, I'm heading to the post office on Monday. Who needs a catalog that they want to pass around? Did you know that 200 in sales is a show? Here's what you get. And I list the host benefit of a $200 party. And I tell them, if you're going to spend $200 on Christmas, might as well be Pampered Chef. Or if you can buddy up with a friend or two. And I regularly have people say, oh, send me a catalog, And again, 2 or 3 people, that's an extra $400 to $600 in sales that you wouldn't normally have, right? I'll take it. It's a no-brainer. I'm going to the post office anyway. Every once in a while, I will see a post from other consultants. They're running some special on the brownie pan. And I go, oh, that's cute. Cut, paste, change a few words so that, you know, you don't get put in Facebook jail, and run a little special on a single product. I also did that with the popcorn maker. It wasn't a huge response, but I think I sold 6 or 7 popcorn makers. Again, okay, whatever. I'll throw it on a show. No big deal. So just little things that are fun. I change it up so that it doesn't get too mundane for them or me. I would love to tell you that I use SyncShare and that I plan this all well in advance, but I don't. I just, almost every day, I'm like, okay, I should post something on there. And I either Google something or I see something else that somebody else has posted, not just Pampered Chef consultants, but just people in general, a post that I think looks kind of fun, and I'll do something similar. And so I'm just trying to post things that are going to meet everybody's needs. I want them checking into the group regularly, so it's not all sales. I want it to bring value to my customers, regardless of whether or not they purchase anything, so that they keep checking in, and then they're more likely to purchase something when I'm offering some kind of deal. So like I said, those recipes, the quick tips, things like that, I think bring value to the page and make people want to check when I posted things. Okay. Wow, look at that. It was supposed to be a 20-minute training with 10 minutes of Q&A, and that's like exactly on time. Never happens. Okay, so I hope you guys can see that this is definitely something that can be business enhancing. It is a great source of not just sales, but more importantly, booking leads, whether they're virtual or live shows, as well as recruits. So I will now open it up to Q&A, or if there's something that you're doing on if you've got a group going already and there's things that you're doing that's really working, we'd love to hear about that as well.
Hey, Karen, thanks for the tips. I have a question because I've tried that adding via email. I like that idea. And I feel like every person I type in the email address, it says they've already been invited. And I know it's people that I don't think are in the group. So I'm wondering if I'm doing something wrong or if anyone else has had that pop up all the time.
I've had it tell me it's someone in the group, and it is. So I've never had them. It's not a regular thing. It's just, oh, that's right, she's a past host and she's already part of it. So I haven't experienced that personally.
Okay.
I'm wondering, Jen, if you're talking it up at your show and they're finding your group on their own?
I don't know. I'll have to, I after I did it a few times, I was kind of like, well, this isn't working. So I stopped. And so that was a while ago. So I definitely now am talking it up more, but I think it was like a fair lead that I was like, I don't know this person at all, but maybe I did. I mean, I met someone at a show recently who was at a show that I did like 14 years ago. And so I don't know.
Well, or maybe somebody else invited them.
True.
Yeah.
Right.
I was just going to say, I'm relatively new as a consultant. What I have been amazed at is all the people who are currently now buying customers from me. They used to be Pampered Chef customers from somebody else. So it's like they don't remember who that person was, or that person disappeared, or, so the idea of staying in touch on a regular basis is really significant because, it's like Christmas time now. And if you remind people, then they go, oh yeah, that's right, I should be getting some Pampered Chef stuff. But if you don't ever stay in touch, then they just wait until they run into somebody else who's got a Pampered Chef catalog and they buy that way. They don't want to spend the time finding you anymore.
Right.
So this is a really great tool for sustaining the business.
Absolutely.
Yes, you are absolutely correct, Lorene. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Anybody else doing something that's working really well with your customer group?
I'm very recent to the Pampered Chef, and I was camping this weekend, and I brought catalogs with me. And one of the girls said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to get anything, but I was telling her an idea about a gift for the popcorn popper. Just get a $5 movie and put some dollar candy in there and wrap it up. She goes, oh, I think I like that idea. I'll order that. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
And
I actually, I'm new to SyncShare. I just downloaded it this week. And so instead of trying it out as a virtual party, I've set up posts in my group. So Monday is, I don't know what Monday is. Tuesday's Tip Tuesday, Wednesday's Wind Down Wednesday. So I have set things, and then Saturday is Selling Saturday. So I posted like 3, popular items right now, the newest stuff. So I'm learning ScentShare and being able to see it in my group without having to mess up a party. I'm really liking ScentShare.
That's great. Good. I'll let you learn it, then you can teach me.
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay.
Karen, do you have it as an open group so people can just find you?
They have to
Or do you have to approve people?
I guess I have to approve people. Like, people who are part of it can add people.
Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed when I get home from a show, there'll be 2 or 3 people who
You have to
requested, and then I have to approve them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering.
And I don't know why that is, because I just put create group, and I don't know how to change it, but I'm fine with the way that is. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but there's probably a way to make it more open. But I guess it's a secret group? No, closed. I don't know the difference.
I made mine public. I started out as secret group, and then I made it closed, and one of my hostesses couldn't find it. She couldn't
Right.
request to join. So I just changed it to public, and I still have to approve people that want to join. So
Yeah, I think the biggest difference is if it's secret, nobody can see any of the posts unless they're a member.
Okay.
And then if it's what's the next level? Not public, but
Closed.
closed. People can actually see the posts, but they can't comment or participate in the conversation unless they're a member. And then public is anyone can see it and anyone can participate. So there's no incentive for them to necessarily join.
Okay.
Right? And only the people who are members of the group see the posts. They're the ones that get notified.
Okay.
So you want them to sign up. Yeah. And you should be able to change that in the settings of the group.
Okay. But I do know that people can find it when I'm at a show. I tell them the name of it and they type it in. Oh, here it is, and then they request.
Yeah.
So I must be closed. But not.
Yeah. Well, even if it's secret, they'll see the name of the group, but they just will not see. It'll be blank. It'll just be
Right,
the
but they-
banner and maybe a list of who's in the group, but they won't see any posting. So if you have some people sharing stuff about themselves, they may like the fact that it's closed or secret.
And if I post anything that really gets a great buzz going on, I always post it then to my team page as well. And so I would encourage you guys to do the same. If you post something and it just really catches on, let your other Pampered Chef friends know about it, and then we can each, share with each other. But again, you never want to just take the same image and all the same wording, because then you'll get put in Facebook jail. So you want to change it up, personalize it a little bit as well. So, all right. Well, it's 9:00. So, I'll stop the recording.